All right, talking about what to anticipate with this tropical cyclone, giving it the name number 9 right now.
For now, right?
Yeah, it's set to become Tropical Storm Helene. And by the way, the word cyclone, a lot of people are confused. You know, what does this mean? We're talking potential tropical cyclone. It's a mouthful. All it means is it's sort of the preamble to a tropical system. Cyclone is the catch-all phrase for a low-pressure center. So it's just science speak. But the bottom line is this is expected to become Hurricane Helene tomorrow in the Gulf and make an approach to the Big Bend, a landfall on Thursday, bringing with it some scattered downpours tomorrow and the numerous downpours, flooding rains and tornadoes and possible wind impacts on Thursday across our region. In the big picture, we've got 9 there in the Caribbean, and we've got another system that could develop over there in the eastern Atlantic. That one, if it does, would likely become Isaac. All right, let's talk about this now. With the anticipation of the weather coming in, we've got tropical storm watches in yellow, hurricane watches in orange. Now, in effect, this is new for this morning. Tropical storm watches, meaning tropical storm conditions possible from Seminole County and Sanford, Orange County, Orlando, Osceola County with Kissimmee, Lake County with Claremont, Sumter County with Bushnell, south through Polk County. And then we've got hurricane watches, meaning hurricane conditions are possible up and down the US 19 corridor. This is the Big Bend. We're talking Taylor, Dixie, Levy, Citrus, Hernando, Pasco, all the way down into Hillsborough and Pinellas counties. Those will likely be upgraded to hurricane warnings as we get closer to this event. Right now, we've got a circulation southwest of the Cayman Islands that is not yet officially a tropical storm, but for the 8 a.m. advisory, it may be upgraded. Right now, the hurricane hunters for the U.S. Air Force as well as NOAA, the National Oceanographic Atmospheric Administration, are flying into the storm. NOAA is out of Lakeland, and the U.S. Air Force is flying out of Biloxi, Mississippi. They're doing grid patterns inside the storm to get the latest information to feed the computer models and produce a more accurate forecast. So here's the latest. Winds of 35 miles per hour. There's no defined center yet, but as soon as that happens, this will be upgraded into a tropical storm. The name would be Helene. It then rapidly intensifies to a Cat 3. There is a potential it could be even stronger than that. So this is a storm to be considered. A hurricane making a landfall on Thursday, most likely in the Big Bend. The landfall in the afternoon and evening between 4 and 7 p.m. near Steinhatchee. At this point, it's impossible to make a call to the exact location, but this is just the geographical center of the cone. One change between the overnight advisory and the 5 a.m. advisory is that the cone's maybe a little bit farther toward the east and the system a little bit stronger. It is possible that it makes landfall in Tampa or in Pinellas County or in Pasco County. This is all possible, and that would take it closer to Orlando as it works up through Gainesville and Jacksonville, bringing hurricane force winds to Orlando on Thursday. That is a possibility. The spaghetti plots feature the system going over extremely warm water. You know what? This is the warmest the Gulf of Mexico has ever been in at least recorded history. I can't say, you know, in the whole, millennia and epochs of time, but in recorded history. And that said, the warm water is the fuel for the fire. So this has a potential not just to strengthen, but to become a serious major hurricane. There are 2 schools of thoughts with its track. One takes it into Tallahassee. That's going to have a lot of impacts there to the Big Bend, Apalachicola region, Appalachia Bay, as well as the fish camps up and down the nature coast here. The other school of thought is that it works up into Tampa, and that would be this would be a big problem for Tampa. They haven't been tested by a major hurricane like this since 1921 if this was to happen. That said, it's possible. We just don't know yet. You got to stay close to the forecast here, whether you're in Tampa or in Orlando. Here's a look at our future radar using our exclusive Fox model. This is just one of several models, but to give you an idea of some of the coverage of the rain, we're going to have the downpours arriving tomorrow afternoon, widely scattered in nature, but locally torrential. Then on Thursday morning, pre-dawn, we can get into some really heavy bands of rain rolling in, some flash flooding possible, maybe some breaks in the action Thursday with more rain coming into the afternoon. Obviously, the track of Helene will determine how much rain you get and how much severe weather you get. This model tracking it a little bit farther west, but it could easily jog farther east in the next advisory, the next update. So that's the kind of stuff we're watching with this. There's a lot of uncertainty because it hasn't really formed yet, right? So where exactly will it go? We don't know yet, but it looks like the tropical storm force winds by Thursday morning becoming hurricane force winds on the Tampa Bay side by Thursday afternoon, with tropical storm force winds working into Orlando Thursday afternoon at the least and continuing into Thursday night before finally the system makes a departure from the region quickly on Friday. Real quick, the storm impacts in the hurricane zone would be Thursday between 1 p.m. and Friday at 7 a.m. with the hurricane force winds, tornadoes, and upwards of 10 inches of rain. Today, the calm before the storm for our entire region. Today, a good day to prepare if you're not already. Partly cloudy skies, 91. Tomorrow, a weather impact day, the weather impacting our lives. And then on Thursday, the weather could threaten life and limb. It's a storm alert day on Thursday.